Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Ep67, and this is a fun save. Um, kind of crazy in places. Not gonna lie, kind of crazy in places. Yeah, I did sort of just realize something, and I was kind of pointed out in the comments, and it's not a new issue, but it's something that I tend to do from time to time. We, I say we, I retired Dragon. There's a good chance that these horses don't actually fall, and instead it's kind of a wasted year breeding. Make sure your horses stay active, because otherwise you're going to have issues with them. So, bit of a dumb one. That's on me. Good thing is I can pull Dragon back in and just speed breed them next year to have a bunch of horses. Um, yeah, yeah. It does mean we possibly only got one yearling going into next season, so that might just be I'll import a couple of yearlings I bred in other saves over to kind of fill that gap, because they'd be roughly from the same kind of the same standard of horses anyway. So I can definitely do that. Just a slight oversight. Thought I'd mention it. Good feedback from people as well on the schedules that they've been downloading and getting started mod set up for the first time. Very glad to hear that it's going well for people. Um, I say this is something I wanted to do for my own self on my games. Um, I felt that was important, but I quickly realized that you know it would definitely be worth putting out for other people to improve their games. I'm so glad that the feedback has been generally positive on those schedules. But again, more feedback, always welcome. So do keep letting me know how you get on with that. Very interested in your successes, your flaws, as well as any issues with the schedule itself or different kind of races. Because I'm happy to update them and keep, you know, perfecting them until we've got something that people enjoy. Wasn't sure how the UK one would go over with the fabricated races and the triple crowns inserted. Um, some of the other changes I've made is a far more unrealistic UK jump schedule than the US flat schedule is, because that's just more of a worldwide flat schedule that's fairly realistic. Um, but yeah, glad that that kind of went over as it was intended, and the people are enjoying it. Like I say, that's the main thing. Like we've got 6 months to maybe 9 months of this game before Starters Orders 8 comes out. Should be pretty close to 6 months. But if I can give some enjoyment in that time, and I know people aren't going to upgrade to the new game straight away, you're going to see how it is, maybe save up some money, wait for a Steam sale, so on and so forth. I fully understand all that, I get all that, so I might not really do the same because, hey, I make YouTube for a living. I say for a living, I don't. It's kind of my main thing that occupies my time, but I don't get paid for it. So yeah, it occupies my time, which is why I was going for occupation. But yeah, it is my main sort of output. So yeah, when the new game comes out, I'm kind of locked into buying it and reviewing it and testing it and breaking it and creating schedules for it. I'm waiting for MJ to start it to work with the new game. So I'm kind of already pretty much locked into that. But I figure we'll keep Starters Order 7 going for a little while into Starters Orders 8, but make that a little more of a focus as it releases. But even if not, that gives us a good 6 months or so on these schedules and getting everything, like I say, kind of set up and playable and fun for everybody. So, with all that being said, please do remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, reply to other people's comments, like other people's comments. It makes a huge difference in YouTube's eyes to how the videos and channels are promoted and how they are viewed by the platform and the algorithm. So please do that if you can. Takes but a second. Really, like you can't overstate how massive it actually is for me. To get that kind of support. So I really appreciate it. And that being said, back to the races. Last video we picked up Consuela. Yeah, not expected. Not an amazing horse, but a solid horse. And not too much different than probably other 3-year-olds we might have had and will have next year. Yeah, so again, talking in the comics briefly, I think the agreement really is that we really should just run them in a mile. So, like, pretty much first legs of almost all Triple Chromes, apart from New Zealand's already gone, but apart from US, Canada, everything else starts at a mile. We could get to a mile 1. We'll see how she does in the Santa Anita Derby. But, like, that's kind of where we should keep her. My only amendment to that is, because I got very good reasons for this, is I want to run Blaze in the Kentucky Derby. My very good reasons for this are I really, really want to. It's my favorite race, and I never want to not race it, even if the horse I'm putting in has such a small chance of winning. Um, you know, that's just that's it. That's my perfectly valid, excellent, 100% well thought out, totally objective and logical reasons for running the Derby. And depending on what we do in the Derby, I mean, the Preakness isn't far off distance. We could come down. Belmont's just a shot in the dark at that point, so I don't think there's any real threat of any Triple Crown. I definitely don't think with this horse at this distance right now that she's showing that the US or Canada is easy at all, because the shortest legs are just over a mile 1. Others start at a mile, which could really fit well. So it's definitely not the easiest, but it will be the race that we are booked in for. Yeah. I mean, being booked in here for the Champions Mile is really interesting and really fun, but as a 3-year-old with this kind of field, I don't know what we do. Take Tidal Force out of it, I still don't know what we do. I don't feel like we probably win it. I'm saying that as we're favorite for the race right now. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm gonna have to do, and the way I'm gonna have to set it up. So you can agree, disagree. I'm a stand on business on this and just do what needs to be done for me, and that is booking the Kentucky Derby. Like I say, I think it's not bad. Like, with joint high rating, there's another couple of good horses in this race as well that are decent rating, good form, grade 1s. You never know what you're going to get. There's going to be 20 runners. It's going to be just crazy. But I do have to at least try. Like I say, Santa Anita is a good place to test the mile 1 and then just see kind of what would happen moving into the Derby and the Preakness. So make that change. Everyone else has got to run apart from Life Quest, that's just gone a week ago. doing really good. I'm kind of expecting them to jump at some point this year. I'm actually kind of expecting Blaze to jump. I'm not sure when, but there isn't really any other graded races for Life Quest, so I don't feel like that's a good horse to just run in other races because we're pretty good as we are. We are pretty good as we are. And that'll bring up a trip to Santa Anita on the 4th. I always get late in the day and think, have I skipped the race? And it's like, no, this is really late in the day, isn't it? And so yeah, we're in for a tight race with some good horses. Like I say, some have good form, some have good ratings, some have grade ones. We have all three of those. High rating, have won at this course and distance, is a grade one winner. No, sorry, not distance, course and going, and is, in good form. I do think we are punching up here. So again, don't trail. I know we're going to try and challenge later and see how we get, because I think we're good at a mile. We might be able to get to a mile 1. We are the only tipped horse. We are moving well. Very fit, prime to go. Ray's Rock is keen and slightly agitated. Whist Sugar's agitated and warm. And Zami Sketch is parading a little lazily. So, yeah, nothing super worrying in the field. I think this comes down to distance, and depending how well we do, like I say, I think that's a major indicator then for the Kentucky Derby. That's why this is a prep race. So 1 mile, 1 furlong, Santa Anita Derby, Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the dirt track. Like I say, this is a prep race, about a month away from the Derby. And the last chance for some of these horses to prove kind of what they can do and whether or not they should be run. Maybe in the Derby, maybe in the Preakness. Maybe a trip up to Canada. But for us, it's all about the Derby as Race Rock and Wish goes to the front with Clomboy Wendy, Coney Deception, and then back to Freelance Emirati ourselves, Worth Heaven, Zami Sketch, Mizoni Newa, fading off a little bit, Farang Randolph wide, Enlightening Raven at the back. We told us to go late. We are going late. We're not a million miles away. For being off distance, coming in third, and within 2.5 lengths is not bad. And it did say that we ran on. That's useful information. Coney, I think, ran well. Emirati, we've already got watched. Worth Evans isn't a bad horse. And Newer, so yeah. 3 out of 4 of the top 5, apart from us, are locked into the Kentucky Derby. That's nice. They're also going to Arkansas in the middle. But here we got one going into the Kentucky Oaks. We've got American Turf for those two. So 7 of these field, us making 8, is the Kentucky Derby. Trip appeared to suit well. Yeah, see, I think... I don't know if we can win. I don't think we can win. I think it is too much distance. But I think it's close enough to make the attempt. I will say that. I think it's close enough to make the attempt. And I do want to run that race, so we go and run that race. And in the meantime, everybody's just going to win. We're just going to win no matter what. Frankie Howard's in this, Sliglyph's in this, Mekong's in this, Jacaro's in this, Flamingo's in this. Like, that's a strong field, you know. Very strong field. Couple of really, really good domestics. Like, 2 or 3 really good domestics. And then Mekong and Jacaro. We're going to have to run our best to win this, right? Just don't trail. Just never trail. Come from the back. Do what you need to do. Get set up. That's fine. Just don't trail. The Osaka High Class 1 Grade 1 for 4-year-olds on turf over a mile, 2 furlongs out here in Japan. As I say, a very good field with 2 or 3 really good domestics and a couple of really good North Americans as well. Real test for Demolition Damager. We get out okay, not off to a bad start at all. And then round the outside, Calmar Somerville up with Flamingo Labori, Titan Peacock on the front line with Ledgewood Fling. Conness Gale dropped against the rail and pushed back a little bit. Odessa Shan as well. Mekong. And then us. Frankie on the outside, Slyguff against the rail in the other white silks. We are moving into position. We know there is a lot here from deep. And we're just not going by the final furlong, which means there's so much to do late in this race. And I know we have the ability and we do have the pace, but I don't think we were kind of running that well. Kind of tight at the front. Couple of good horses up there, Frankie and Jacaro, I think. Right up in it. We're not far off that. And we're holding off another good horse as well for 4th in Slyguff, but I didn't love the run. So close. I don't know what else I could have done there, because I don't think challenge earlier might have worked to like get the run timed right. I don't know if we've then got the stamina based on the trip we're running, because the trip was perfect. If I challenge earlier, we might run out of stamina. We might run better, but we might drop off quite alarmingly at the end. Yeah, okay, so win the Hong Kong Gold Cup. 2nd at the Australian Cup, 3rd at the Bone Crusher, and now 4th at the Osaka High. Huge race coming up next, the QE2 Cup. If we're not winning these, I don't know if we win those, but we're not taking races away from anyone else, so I think we can continue to run. And I think I've got to drop the 140 ambitions with these horses. That's just dead and buried. It's over. It's just about getting good runs and trying to win as many grade 1s as we can. We got 12 on Tidal Force, 10 on Promise Princess, 8 on Demolition Damager. And we're mid-April. There's a lot of races for all these horses, a lot of opportunities. So it's not really about what's winnable so much as just giving them a chance. And I honestly think that's kind of the best thing for us. With that in mind, I forgot to do this earlier, but I really don't think that distance suits. And the New Zealand Triple Crown's dead, so why bother running that third leg and probably posting another bad result for Tidal Force. I don't feel it's worth doing in any way, shape, or form. And it was coming up in 2 days. I'd forgotten to remove it. I didn't want to get to the day and kind of be locked in before I realized. So yeah, it's not about winning every race, but it's just about competing at the highest level as much as possible and kind of seeing what happens with each of our horses. Princess, 2 miles, 10 a show. Again, don't trail. And you really need to challenge later. Like, that's it. One grade 1 that hasn't run this year. In fact, like, not much in this field has run this year, right? Yeah. We're the only ones that run this year. We should win, he says, with utmost confidence. Yeah, distance is a little off. It might be a furlong or two too far, so the challenge earlier will help with that. Quality-wise, I do think we are the better horse in this field compared to the rest of them. There's one or two others that look okay, just in general. But yeah, the 2 mile tennis show, class 1 grade 1 for 3-year-olds and above, out here in Japan upon the turf track. Flip the camera, zoom in, get us going, and it's not a bad start. Princess is one that does like to go towards the front and just stalk the leader. We are in danger of being blocked off a touch, so we'll see how that really progresses. But LSE Route, the Blaney Vodka, Tagula Caller, Mitsubishi Swinger, and ourselves in a trio. Back to Valiente Secret, Moye Hoigroi, just a bit further back. Garuda Le Rouge, Joan Pleasant, Jet Nova Cheetah, Lishka's Darling, and Mini Grass with about a mile to go on the backstretch. Starting now to get ready for this long right-hand turn, which is going to bring us all the way onto the forecourse, onto the home stretch, and that race for the finish line with a grandstand on our left. We are in a solid position, but so is the entire field. We do kick on. We are not being blocked off. 2 to run then. We are 4 deep. Tangler Caller on the inside, dropping back. Valiente Secret and Jaura Le Rouge just up ahead of us. Mini Grass has pulled up at the back. We continue to push. We continue to run. We are clear by about a length to 2 lengths at the final furlong marker. We are distancing, we are pushing, we are dominating, we are alone in the cameras. Florent Geroux, hand in the air, standing in the stirrups, waving to the crowd. The Japanese public love that, and Promise Princess takes a very tricky trip and gets it done really, really well. And that's what jockey instructions are about. By saying to challenge later, we're saving that bit of stamina because we're a little under distance. We don't like to run this long. So we save, we challenge a little bit later than we would otherwise, probably at 3 furlongs instead of at 4. And you can see the field kind of caught up to her and passed her a little bit. And then we kicked on and responded to that and pushed out. So, yeah. That was a nice run. Very well put together. Up to a 131. I mean, it is what it is. It still doesn't really mean much, but it's a nice step in the right direction. And 7.5 lengths ahead of our nearest challenger. I like that a lot. And I do like having a filly with distance because we can just vary up some of our falls in that case. So there we go. Couple of races, not really where we want them to be this year. Couple of horses, like Tidal Force a little unlucky, Promise Princess a little unlucky. But they've actually run really well. And so I do feel pretty good about it. Demolition Damager and Tidal Force. Going to Shatin in Hong Kong. Steralora, not really a great horse, but might be the second best horse in this field. Just hasn't run well this year. Ran exceptionally well last year, winning a bunch of grade 2s. This year, not really where they want to be. Tidal Force should have this in the bag. We are a little lazy. We'll see how that plays out. I do think the quality in this horse may override that laziness, but yeah, out in Hong Kong on the turf, 3 rows and above will run the Champions Mile today, a Class 1 Grade 1 race. The favourite, ridden by Florent Giroux, is Tidal Force. All the rest are just domestics, apart from near side. You can see number 8, Mystera Laura, over from Canada. Not done anything this year. Does not mean that they will not do anything throughout. But we go to the front with Archbishop Landing, trailing Bradbury Conflict. Up the inside, Millie's Complaining. Mystera Laura now on the outside making a move. Spry Sacco, Grunge Mills Row, Jovial Track at the back. We're pushing out towards our final furlong marker though. Creating some distance, but here comes Mystera Laura. Here comes Bradbury Conflict. They're dropping back now. Millie's Complaining is coming through. Nobody's going to catch us, or are they? Right at the line. Oh my God, that was close. Millie's Complaining with a very good late charge. She seems to drop off for a tick and then just straight back on. And I think that's about as close as you come. I mean, that's a short head if ever you've seen it. It's a dead heat even. Okay. But yeah, we dwelt. We were a little lazy, a little late out the gates. Didn't quite get going as seamlessly as we want to. And that's what made it tight. So I do think we're the best horse in that field. Just, hey, blue triangle of doom this time instead of a pink one. It's really a lot less hassle to have the blue triangle than the pink. Like, magnitude difference between the two. So yeah, I'll take a dead heat. That's absolutely fine. That gives Millies their first ever grade 1. If you can keep up with Tidal Force at a mile, you're a good horse. And she did. There was definitely wasn't the best race we could have run. Probably another 2 to 3 lengths that we gave up in that race that we could have won by. But that's a pretty good horse, and I think, yeah, keeping an eye on it isn't the worst in the world. And I don't like closers, but that was really nice pace out the back end. So, why not? Why not? Damager. Really tough race. Domestics, not really too much to worry about. There could be someone, but it doesn't look like there's too much to worry about. Het Pecan is just scary. Been looking for that 25th win for a long time. A long time. No, it's 6. I gotta be honest, I'd be quite happy when it goes to the breeding barn. Because, yeah, for the past 2 seasons, it's looked like it's past its best, and then it's still pulled out some absolute monster races on us. So, yeah, hopefully we can say goodbye to that horse very soon. QE2 Cup then, in Shanghai, Hong Kong. Class 1 grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on the turf. Good domestic field, but headlights Headlighting this is going to be Demolition Damager and Head Pecan. We flip. We wait. We get out of the gates, and we are okay. The two of us break early. Pecan will go to the front. We will sit at the front of the back pack. Bridges Trump in third. Samson Beefer second. Couple of lengths behind Pecan. We're in amongst Gantry Hubis, Massimo Moran, Lindy Moore, and Hector Regarded is a little off the back here, running wide. Half a mile to go. Time to get into position. We join the back of Bridget's Trump. Passing them now on the outside, setting up this run towards a line. 1.5 head Pecan is going, but we are already going and coming up to speed. Who will have the fight here? We've got about a length as we cross that final furlong mark. Ahead Pecan dropping back. Does not look like they've got it in them. Samson Beefer cruising past into second place, but Giroux's arm in the air, salutes the crowd one more time, enjoyed his last few runs, few more wins under his belt, and Damager takes the QE2 Cup, a very difficult race to win against a very good horse. And it just came together. The joint favourites outdone by this 4-year-old colt who has not had a great season, but can run a damn fine race when he wants to. We want to see more of that. 4 and a bit lengths ahead of Beefer. 5.5 back is Pecan. I like that run a lot. So Tidal Force, good run, good win. Damager, good run, good win. Princess, good run, good win. I would trade them all for this next one in an instant. In an absolute instant. Yeah. Thinking that could be distance. This is good coat breeding or sire side breeding. I mean, it's probably absolutely nothing at all. But I'm also trying to calibrate what a horse like that would look like. Because I do like the breeding. The distance felt like it could be just off at each level. I don't expect high potential, but I'm thinking if I'm right here from what I'm looking at and everything, it's going to be quite low. And it is. Yeah, all the bars are low. That's a little worse than I actually expected there, but sure. Like, is it a good horse? Is it not a good horse? Who knows? What's in the breeders' hill? Yeah, I'm going to have to check out Bouquet. We've raced against them before. So the day after our next race, then, there is going to be a little auction. Make sure I save. Don't want any funny business, any crashes, any weirdness, and we just have something stupid happen. Like just now, I almost clicked skip. Yeah, this is so difficult to judge. We shouldn't win. We've got good quality. There are some good horses, but my God, the one I'm most scared of in this entire list has a pink triangle. Larissa has a triangle. Okay. Still a good field. Still think due to distance, we're probably looking at a top 5. And no more than that. So if we finish 5th, I think we're kind of on the money where we should expect to be. If we get 4th, little overperformance. Third is a very good run. Second is kind of amazing, and to win is just like unbelievable scenes. So we'll kind of see how it plays out. Anything less than fifth, then distance hurt us more. Maybe there's a surprise or two in the field, or maybe the horse isn't quite where we thought they were. But yeah, we came into this season knowing we didn't have a 3-year-old, knowing that because of the issue on the schedule that got fixed for the release candidate, but not for the version I'm playing here, the New Zealand Triple Crown was still available to play, but that we wouldn't have any other Triple Crowns and I wouldn't be able to run the Kentucky Derby. And then magically we get an auction for a 3-year-old that just looks like it can run at this level. Just not at this distance, but we're doing it anyway. The stars align. Consuela Blaze is here. Yeah, Larissa Hobby, very favoured. Coney Deception also favoured. The two grade ones that are higher rating than this, but that is it. Only agitated and warm. Sweating badly and agitated. Sweating badly and agitated. Okay. We're moving well. We're lean and ready to go. Coney should take this. Should. But other than that, if we were even close to on distance, I think we're number 2 or fighting for number 1. As unbelievable as it is, we are here at Churchill Downs in Bluegrass Country for the race for the Roses once more. The 1 mile, 2 furlong Kentucky Derby. Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the dirt track. Last one by Promise Princess. Stablemate is in this one, but not favoured. Perhaps distance issues. We are out okay, though. Everybody kind of okay. We are going to go towards the back, but not quite against the rail. And that is fine by me. Taratata Adventures, Back to Its Sugars, Perilous, Cackle, Coney Deception, Molotov Singer, Ponji Chris, Abnaki Gardner. Then Freelancer Emirati, Brightling Clarice, Skimmer Pom, Monetary Anders, Azami Sketch, Ourselves, Butler's Bitain, Missoni Niwa, and a bunch of others at the back. We got a chance we get blocked off here. We're trying to navigate the field. We're trying to come up. It's not going to work out for us. The field is in the way too much. We're diving inside. We're diving outside. We're diving inside. We're diving out. Without that, I kind of would have us down for 3rd place. Not going to lie. I think that hurt us because we didn't have a good run. So I said 7th. I said 5th. We hit 7th. We were only short-headed out the 5th. And we were moving around so much because there was so much traffic coming backwards at us that we needed to move quite a lot to even get a run, which nobody ahead of us did. So that would probably, in my estimation, give us about a length or so, maybe a length and a half, which will put us right in between 3rd and 4th. We'd be challenging for 3rd place. And that is kind of impressive to me. Being off distance and everything else, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're right in where what I thought we would be a little bit above. And if on distance, right with Coney, which is where I thought we would be. So, it's 7th, but it's a good run. It's actually a good run. So yeah, even with the jockey instructions, we'll be better over shorter trips. We knew that. But what it does give me is a lot of confidence now that over a mile, we can run Triple Crown races. A mile 1, we might be able to run Triple Crown races. The Preakness, we could definitely send it. We could definitely send it. We'd be in a much better position, I think, in that race than in this one. Possibly fighting for top 2 top 3, probably. And then when we go to the first leg of literally Australia, France, South Africa, UK, or Ireland, and we can pick either UK or Ireland and one of France, Australia, and South Africa, we'll be right on the money at a mile for the first legs. That will be really interesting. Really interesting. Talking of really interesting, we're only here for one horse. 2 grade 2s, Astrogal Bouquet, a 4-year-old we've raced against. We know they're not great, but they're definitely good. I don't know why I like round numbers. I really do. So 2.5 is gonna land us Astragal. Great, probably not. But like I say, we've raced up against them a bunch. When they ran, they did really bad in the Derby and Preakness, but then they came very close to another grade 2 and then to a grade 1. Lineage looks pretty bad, to be fair. And that's not bad. It's definitely not great, for sure. But not bad. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. It does make a lot of sense to me. It looks like a mile 2. It runs a lot of mile 2. That low potential is going to hurt it, but it's got some extra speed, including burst. So it's going to finish top 5 a lot. It's not going to have enough to really get the job done at the highest levels, but it can get some grade 2s and get close in certain races. That makes a ton of sense. Really shouldn't be reading from it. My only thought is we don't really have much out there. Right, like, if we are going to lose most of these falls, like, maybe it makes sense. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I go on here, 3-year-old. BQ baby. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. My thought is, though, I could have brought it into this save, maybe, just to run the Triple Crown. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's do a little booking for Blaze. Let's do a little booking for Blaze then. So, really, we need a bit of a break. Shoemaker could work. That's the thing. There's so much. Ugh. There's so much here that we might not want to run. That we might not want to run. I don't really know what else I can do. So Consuela Blaze. Do we think we can get 7, or should we run a... should we run it here? I think we should run it... at a mile wherever we can. And I know we can't run all these, but I'm gonna book them, and then we'll figure out which ones we're doing in the actual race list, because that would make the most sense to me. Yeah, and there's a chance then we can actually run this, because we're close to second legs, and we're not gonna need to be running them. And then we can add, oops, the 2,000 guineas in Ireland. So many races tightly packed. If we don't choose to run those Triple Crowns, we do have a lot here. So 3-year-old only races, I mean, there are a decent amount. Yeah, there are a decent amount at least. I'll be the first 7 furlong I've added to the list, because we've got a big gap between races. And I am really looking for horses that have 3-year-old races. Like the dirt mile. Like, what are you going for? You're going for the dirt mile. Okay. So I guess we can just go for the mile. I wonder why I'm going for the dirt mile. I probably had a reason. Not entirely sure now what that was. Throw the Bondi our way. Clear those. And then we can look at the dates. So this is close but doable. That's doable. That's doable. That's 13 days. That's tight but doable. Those are all fine. Yeah, of course it's all fine. I clicked on the wrong horse. Consuela. Here we go. I was like, this doesn't look like the races I booked. Yeah, doable. Either one of these. When in doubt, go for the 3-year-old only. So that's doable. Very doable. And then anything out of these 4, we only want 1. Now, I will say, we do have the choice of the 1,000 guineas for the UK or the 2,000 for the Irish. I'm going to go for the Irish because it's an open field between colts and fillies, not just locked down to fillies. So I'm going to lock that one in. And then, again, we've got these 4. The easiest one, I think, would be Kenilworth. That's what I feel. The one I kind of want to run the most is probably the Randwick Guineas. I think I'm going to run Kenilworth. I think that's just what I want to do. And the idea behind that as well is a mile 1 might not be a million miles away. And then instead of doing the George Ryder, we could segue into the second leg in South Africa. It's the most favourable second leg option we have. So I think this works. We run the Acorn. We go to South Africa, first leg of their Triple Crown. We may do the second leg, but if not, the George Ryder is close to a mile. That suits us. The Irish 2000 Guineas, then the Golden Rose, the New Zealand 2000, the Singapore Guineas, and then the Bondi on Christmas Day to finish things off. I'm just wondering, is that Bondi? That should be that Bondi, like Bondi Beach, right? Australia. That's what I'm thinking. Bondi. Anyway, I feel like that's a good run planned out for Blaze. I don't feel too bad about it. What else we got? Nothing locked into sales so far. Cool. That means we can skip because we've got like 21 days, 22 days to our next race. So we'll skip forward to 3 weeks. Blaze is booked. And that gives us our double header here then. To continue the good times for our 4-year-olds, the Shoemaker, which Blaze almost got booked into, but like I said, we've got a better option for it. Mary Stripper, very decent horse. Darcy Repeating's a nice horse. Dynaform of Science we haven't seen much of, but I know they can do some stuff. Adam Link's got some good form there. Ivory Breen finally came good. Exceedance Judge is a nice horse. It's a pretty solid field from top to bottom. 4 Canadians coming down. 3 Grade 1. Everybody's pretty high rated and about the same levels. 3 5-year-olds. All the rest are 4. I do think we could do really, really good here. Maurice Stripper is the favourite. Ivory Breen sweating badly. Adam Link is parading a little lazy. And we're not in a bad place. Don't like how comfortable Maurice Stripper looks in this one. So, yeah, Darcy, ourselves, Marie, Dynaformer, maybe Adam Link. Almost anybody's race, and it's in the rain here at Santa Anita Park. The 1 mile, Shoemaker Mile, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on the turf. A tough race. But Tidal Force usually runs pretty good and should be tough to beat. Not impossible, but should be okay. We are going to go towards the back and we are going to go wide, and I hate both those things. Coming back in, potentially getting blocked off, and there we go. We just get blocked off right there. And again, as we're trying to make a little headway in the field and make our moves, and we're getting blocked off. Quite a lot to do it, bringing us down then to the final furlong. Darcy Repeating, who was the second horse who blocked us off, and kind of there, we had to move back to the outside to go. They're going to make a go of this. They may end up taking the race. We get pushed back into third. Adam Link does come up and take second place. That is a win we leave on the table because we just kept running into the back of where the horse is. I hate it. 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 Hollywood Gold Cup, Mile 2, Class 1, Grade 1, 3-year-olds and above. On the dirt track. Demolition Damager, small field. Francesca's here. Dinkum's here. I don't care. Most of Now's here. So Princessa Lucy, Exclusive York, Andreo Most of Now, and ourselves, Francesca, Jendale Pyramid, and Mekong Dinkom are at the rear. At least we're not looking likely to get blocked off here. Yeah, the last race really annoyed me. It's sad to see a good horse not getting the results that they should get because of silly little things like just the jockey taking a bad line when it's the best jockey by far in the entire game. Not really sure how they would do that or why they would do that. But Damager just going to streak on through. Lucy second, Mustaf now third, and Francesca fourth. Dinkum absolutely nowhere. Not really sure why. But I'm not going to complain about it. That's nice because something I was worried about with some of these races being a fairly high level and Damager not really taking the lead in some of these races, which weren't huge races but were good, like the Bone Crusher, especially. I honestly didn't know whether or not we'd gain 10 grade ones. I really don't know if we can get a 15 though, but like at least we've hit that mark. We've got up to 130. Damager feels like an okay horse. Not great, not bad, but okay. And I feel like that's, at this stage, pretty much just has to be enough. But, yeah. Like I say, I don't think these are amazing horses, but I think they're pretty good ones. But that is where we're going to leave that one. So please do let me know what you think. Comment section below. As always, like and subscribe for the algorithm. Really does help the channel. A good set of horses, running fairly well, getting some good results. Title Force should be unbeaten, but it's not. Promise Princess should be unbeaten, but it's not. They've each had a poor run, and Title Force have been blocked off as well in that. I feel bad for Princess because, again, the 3-year-old season really didn't go her way that it really should have. Another 4-year-old, we start off with a bad race, but we're starting to come back and show something really good. Damager maybe has turned around some struggles early on to come through. And yeah, Consuela about to actually hit their true Triple Crown period where we're picking up a couple of first legs and seeing what else can come at a mile. And then, of course, Life Quest. I think it's worth quickly looking at what group races are here. There's the grade 3s, and yeah, the Golden Slipper. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was start of June, the Golden Slipper. Really tough one, but it's a really good horse, and I think it is something that we should test. I don't know if we should win or if we will win. There are some good horses here. There are some good horses here. I'm sure of it. I think we can win, and I think we deserve the test. So we'll book that in, save the game, make sure that we're locked in. So yeah, let me know what you think. As always, I really appreciate you being here. Check out the other playlists available on the channel. Really do appreciate the support on all my series. Any more Starters Orders 8 news I will share with you as I come across it, but it looks like early quarter of 2026. Probably I would look towards the end of February. That to me makes sense, but may not. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. It'll be somewhere around there. So, yeah, we've got that to look forward to. But in the meantime, like I say, this is a fun save. A little weird right now, but this fun save, I think the schedule does work well. And the UK save and that schedule seems to be working well for me and other people. Very happy about that. So, yeah, go check out the other content. As I say, leave comments, like and subscribe. Really does help me out. And I'll see you next time. Until then, take care, stay safe. All the very best to you. And I wish you always able to run that one race that you want to. For me, it's the Kentucky Derby. We got lucky with at least being able to try this year, knowing that we had almost no chance, but we got there, which is just about enough for this year. Just about enough. Eyes on the prize next year, but hope you get yours wherever you want to run. I'll see you next time.